Count money, man. Stack riches. Try and told him I'm a beast, bud.
What's up, gang? Welcome back to another episode of the GRINDcast. Get ready. It's a new day, and you're young. What do you have? It's not what you have. It's what you do with what you have. That's what separates the winners from the losers. I wish I had a car, or I wish I had a house. I wish I had more money versus I'm working to have those things. That attitude is very different in the winners and the whiners. If you're young and in your 20s, you're richer than me. I'm 41. Let me say it again. If you're young and in your 20s, you're richer than me. You have something that money can't buy. That's called time. Ask people out there that got a bunch of money that you know, would they like to give you a few million if they could go back to being 22 years old again and just take 20 years off their life and come right back to 22 and live where they're at and just keep it rolling right now. You don't even realize how blessed you are if you're just young with your health and an opportunity, how rich you are. So what are you doing with your richness? What are you doing with your time? It's the investments now that you make at this age. It's the investments you make today that will determine what you will have in the future. If you don't have much money right now, the good news is you got what money don't buy, money can't buy, and that's called time. So invest that. If you invest that time, that money's going to come. People see some of my success as I start my 40s and they look and say, oh man, it must be nice. Must be nice to have X. Must be nice to live X. Must be nice to. It all came from the time and sacrifices that I made in my 20s. When I started in business at 22 years old, sacrificing, giving up weekends, evenings, time with some things with family that were not quite necessary in the moment, things that I like to do, outworking people, being consistent, not here one Saturday, not the next Saturday, working this week, not working the next week, being sacrificing, outworking, being consistent, eliminating the distractions of all the things that are not completely what I wanted to do, those things, implementing what my mentors taught me and being coachable, going through adversity and not quitting and pushing through those hard moments, those moments where people think about quitting and you want to give up and you don't know how you can take anymore and it's so stressful and it's so hard and it's so hurtful and it's so this, so that, and pushing through those moments. Those things in my 20s are what set up the 40s. And that whole spirit could be summarized with pay now and play later, or play now, but you're going to have to pay later. And that's the cost of life. Cost of life is just like the cost of living. It goes up. There's inflation, meaning that the longer you wait, the bigger the price is. Like if you wait to pay the price and you don't pay it in your 20s, now you get in your 40s and you got to pay the price is more expensive because you're older. Now maybe you got a wife, maybe you got a husband, maybe you got kids. The price is big. It's way bigger. Where you're young, the price ain't that bad. If you're getting it at a discount, this is cheap. And then by the time you're 40, all that, it would have grown with you. So now for someone to have what you got at 40, they would have to give it up now at 40, but it's more expensive to get it at 40 than it was at 24. So I want my 20-year-olds out there listening for me and my 30-year-olds out there listening for me to understand that the longer you wait, the more expensive it's going to be. We all got to pay. Nobody gets it for free. And so when you got to pay, the best time to pay is now, like planting trees. They said, hey, the best time to plant a tree was yesterday, or 20 years ago, excuse me. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time to plant a tree is today. Plant your tree now. Watch it grow. It'll be there for you in 10, 20 years. If you continuously pay that price right now. And you're going to have to look around at people that are having more fun than you. They're playing a little bit more than you. Remember to play. You're watching people play more than you at 25, at 30. Oh, they get to do this. They're enjoying their life. They're getting on a plane. They're traveling over here. They're partying over here. They're happy hour over here. They get to do that. They get to do this. Yeah, that's called play. That's more play. But guess what they're going to have to do down the road? They're going to have to pay for it. They're either going to have to pay more for it, or they're going to pay for it in unrealized dreams that they wish they could have had, that they didn't participate in putting into the process soon enough, and now they can kick themselves. And so don't worry about what somebody else is doing, because the pay-to-play deal is a real thing. You got to pay to play, and you either pay now and play later, or you play now and you pay later, but either way, we got to pay. So you're young. Understand how rich that you are. Those of you that ain't as young anymore, you're still rich, because not everybody even makes it to your age. How blessed are you? And you got the wisdom. You better lose the excuses of I'm too old. Look at all the people that have made it in their 40s and 50s. Go ahead and Google them. Look at all the people that blew up. And so that can happen to you. That can happen to me. No excuses. But share it with your young folks, the OGs out there listening. Share it with the young people out there. Let's take advantage of this thing while you can, while you're young, because you're the richest people on earth right now. Don't worry about how much money the other people got. Your money's coming. You just got to put in that work right now. Speaking of putting in the work right now, would you guys mind putting in a little bit of work, just maybe 60 seconds, 1 or 2 minutes of your day? Would you share this or share any episode with the GRINDcast that you think could help some other people? That's all I'm asking. So we can spread the word, share the word. And as always, some of you that have been doing it, tag me on social media with a hashtag, pay now, play later for me, so I see who's with us out there. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining us on another episode of the GRINDcast. Get ready. It's a new day.